Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Baron von Strucker, part of the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave, and this is the last one I'm reviewing from the wave, not counting the BAF, and it's been a pretty dicey wave. We had a couple strong releases and then a lot of really stankers, and this one's somewhere in between. There's some really nice stuff going on, but there's also some pretty disappointing stuff that they so conveniently hid by turning his hips so much in that photo right there. I mean, I'm guessing that's still a render, but still, they had to hide his super weird hips. Yeah, there's some good and some bad, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. As I like to use their reference images before we move on, I want to do that here. As you can see, his eyes are both normal human type eyes that are where they belong, with glass in front of the eye. Just keep that in mind. All right, keep that in mind. Okay, let's set that aside and let's get into the rest of the review. This guy stands just about, and we'll call it just over 6.5 inches, and that's going to make him roughly 16.5 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. They are good to go. Darwin's way too good to go there. All right, so this guy looks good. Let's do a question of the day. If you had to pick, would you pick Zemo or Strucker as a better character? For me, Zemo. I like Zemo more. He has a cooler costume. I don't really care about the characters. They're both throwaway if you ask me. All of the Hydra stuff, I just don't care at all about it. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics. First things first, the painted logo on his chest, clean enough. Clean enough. It's not perfect, but it will do, and I'm guessing some are going to be better than others, so that's okay. And like those blemishes that are in there, they're a lot harder to see with the naked eye. They're there, but it's not so bad. Paint job down here is okay. Paint job for the head. It's not lined up perfectly with the sculpt, but it's pretty good. Eyebrows are a bit heavy, but that's okay. I think the eye looks good here. This eye, the way they did the glass is awesome. Glass, it's plastic. But in order to achieve that, his right eye, the one on the left of the screen, is like 1/4 of an inch into his head. So it looks ridiculous if you look at it in a way that lets you see that. It does not look good. At a distance, you won't notice it, so it looks pretty cool that they added the glass thing, but that's pretty rough. Don't know what happened there, why they did that. It's not good. And then his mouth, it's kind of good, but also bad. It looks like he's had his lips torn off because he's got this weird grit, like angry face going on. Yeah, he looks like a skeleton in the mouth. That's weird. Sculpt is strange, paint is strange. I imagine the sculpt is better than the paint allows it to look, but I can't tell you because the paint is on there. These are two molded pieces, good sculpt. I like that they're included. And then this is molded. These are the pinless arms and legs on an old body, and half the parts are old, half the parts are new, and it doesn't, I don't know, it's okay. Since we're talking about the aesthetic, he's got super wide hips. The way these stick out from his diaper, it just ruins the look completely. And he's got the sausage legs where they don't really have any shape. Long distance runner's legs, not good. Fairly bubbly arms. I don't know. I don't like this very much. It looks mostly like Spider UK, but some pinless joints, and that was not a good sculpt. And it's still not. But somehow it doesn't look too bad. I guess it's because of the different molded plastics that they've used. It's not bad. It's going to be good enough to stick on a shelf, but it by no means is impressive. I'll give the aesthetic a 7 out of 10. There are some good things and some bad things. Now, as far as the accessories go, you get very few. You just get 2 purple swirlies. Don't care for that. I'm going to go 0 out of 10 for accessories. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. The head is on your old standard hinge, which is not ideal because it's not a double ball, but he can look up. He can look down. His little scarf gets in the way a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then, of course, he can look side to side. No real attitude because it's not a double ball peg. Shoulders go up better than horizontal. That's fine. You get your full rotation. You get your bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow, which is all right, and then you get your wrist swivel, and there's a hinge, of course, too. They did paint the logo on there. I don't know. I mean, there's not much else they could have done, so I can't really fault them for that. Ab crunch is not the best looking thing. Doesn't have a ton of range, but it's okay. It's not the worst one that they've ever made. Waist twist is a waist twist. Hips go all the way forward. Lots of kicking there. They go back just a touch, and going out to the side, virtually none. That's just insane to me. Virtually no range out to the side. I mean, practically speaking. So that's awful. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. These greens don't match, by the way. And I do believe he's supposed to have yellow lines for his super underwear. Unless there's a version of him where he doesn't have the yellow lines. The knees still don't work on these updated Spider UK legs. You still can't bend the leg very far back, so that's pretty annoying. Proportioning is better though, so that is a good thing. Shin swivel is in there, sculpted well enough that it doesn't bother me, so that's good. And then for the ankle, it goes all the way back and all the way forward, and you get an ankle rocker, which is decent. So articulation is fine. It's not impressive. It's good enough. Hips suck. Neck is okay. I'll give it, for Marvel Legends, I'll give it an 8, I guess. Nope, the hips ruined it. 7. It's going to get a 7 for the hips. And now it's time for the final verdict. This figure, at first glance, looks better than most Marvel Legends, because most Marvel Legends have very little going on. And this guy does have a few nice things. The extra detail in the face, the paints that are on there are nice. Good composition overall, but that's mostly just the character design. So it's going to look fine on a shelf. But if you look at it too close, you're going to be like, I don't know. It doesn't look as good as I want it to. Especially doesn't look as good as the comics. So I'm going to give him an overall rating of 7 out of 10. He's not impressive in the aesthetics, he's not impressive in the articulation, and the accessories are scant. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos every single day but Wednesday, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.